Europe, 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 Europe Nation. Welcome back to the channel. Tuning in to Real with a Sports Opinion. Y'all remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff there for me. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk. Let's talk Florida State fans. Let's talk about Louisville. And let's run down little things. I'm just going to speak on a few issues on offense, a few issues on defense, what worked well, what didn't work. We'll move on. I ain't going to hold y'all too long today. Episode 3 of the Porch Chronicles with FSU. So let's get right into it, man. Louisville, man. I was at the game. Me and my oldest son went to the game. My little sister actually stays in Tallahassee, so she's about a 15-minute walk away from the stadium. So we went up there, stayed at her house, walked to the stadium, whatever. It's a great atmosphere. It was a great atmosphere for us to be 0-3. I mean, it was a nice atmosphere. It was loud all the way up to that last interception. First half, man. First half doomed us. We couldn't stop anybody. Defensive play calling. Let's start on the defensive side. I'm going to start on the defensive side. So defensive play calling in the first half was horrible. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, we keep throwing Miko Dobson into 1-on-1 situations, and that's number 9 for y'all who don't know. He's the one who got burnt on that deep play. In 1-on-1 cover 3 situations in the first half, we kept throwing Miko Dobson in there. And in the cover 3, our linebackers weren't fast enough to get to the slots, to the flats, and to the out routes that they were throwing. And be honest with you, that's what doomed us, man. That's what doomed us in the first half. We could not stop them on third down in the first half. And we could not stop them when needed be. I mean, they got that one long pass play. And then everything else was Malik Cunningham keeping plays alive with his legs, finding those guys in the slot. I mean, we were giving up so much cushion in the first half on these guys. So they were just running hitch routes and stop routes and getting 6 yards a pop, and we could not stop it. And they were just methodically moving down the field. I mean, they put up 31 points on us in the first half. 31 points on us in the first half. And it just didn't seem like we could do much, man. I mean, our DBs in 1-on-1 coverage are just not, they just can't do it, man. They cannot stick with receivers 1-on-1. For whatever reason, doesn't matter what team it is, don't matter what wide receiver it is. We can't stick them for some reason at Florida State 1-on-1. And for some reason in the first half, Adam Fuller kept his cornerbacks and DBs in 1-on-1 situations. And we could not stick those guys. And our linebackers aren't good coverage guys. They're great against the run. They're great in attacking and all that good stuff. But in coverage, our linebackers just don't have it, man. I just didn't see it from just looking at it live. But I do think that most of the problem live in the first half after watching the game live was play calling on defense. I just think we ran a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 1 with spies, I'm guessing, to keep Malik Cunningham in the pocket, and it bit us in the ass in the first half. Not to mention the turnovers on offense and the offense not being able to generate anything as well, which kind of helped with the defense. You saw in the second half, once the offense was able to generate some offense and keep some drives sustained, and the defense was able to rest, and we got in that God-forbidden cover 3, and we would switch to a more cover 2 man type thing, where we had safeties over the top. We got a lot of stops. Those guys weren't able to produce any points. They did get the one long run from Malik Cunningham that was called back because of holding, but other than that, man, those guys couldn't do anything in the second half. But I'm getting tired. I'm just getting real tired of having to wait till the second half before the right adjustments are made. Having to wait until we go into the locker room, then come out with the right adjustments instead of the right adjustments being made on the fly. And it bit us in the ass, man. These guys were able to drive the ball in the first half how they wanted to, run the ball how they wanted to. Well, run defense actually played very well outside of Malik Cunningham. Malik Cunningham, I think, was their leading rusher. So outside of him, we played pretty good on the run against the run. I think we only gave up like 3 yards a carry per average overall in the game. But the second half, we did much better in containing Malik Cunningham. Open field tackling the entire game. Open field tackling was horrible. The first guy to get there usually did not make the tackle Saturday. And that hurt us a lot. That hurt us a lot. That hurt us a lot. The first guy to get there usually did not make the tackle on Saturday. Kudos to some of those guys in the defensive backfield. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., I've said it, if he can get it down pat to where he can become a lockdown corner in coverage, because his run support is amazing. I mean, that guy comes up and he feels his lane, and he is going to be felt. He ain't shying away from contact. He is going to hit you, and he is going to be felt. That tackle he made on Malik Cunningham on that crucial third down and short to keep him from getting the first down and forcing him to punt was great. But outside of him, everyone else was missing tackles. I mean, Amari Gainer, he's pretty sure. He's a pretty sure tackler, and he was missing a lot of tackles. So we have to shore up that open field tackling, man. Our open field tackling, I mean, the first guy was just never the one to bring the guy down. We didn't get much pressure on Malik Cunningham. Now, granted, his running ability and able to escape the pocket helped with that too, but we only got one sack. I don't think we hurried him much. I don't think we hit him much. The blitzes that we did send were pretty telegraphed. I mean, you could tell where the blitz was coming from, and they got picked up pretty well with their offensive line. So overall on defense, second half, I would give this defense an A+. First half, I would give them a F, a straight F on. So I'm saying an entire game, they'd probably be a C- on defense. C- this game, very winnable game. Very winnable game, being that we spotted them 31-7, and then was able to bring it back to 31-23. We missed a field goal, which could have been 31-26. We also had some questionable play callings on fourth down going forward that didn't allow us to get it, and stuff like that. But yeah, defense overall, full game C, first half F, second half A. Moving on to offense, the slow starts, man. We gotta stop starting the game off on offense so slow, and it seems like for some reason we do not want to stick to what has been our bread and butter all season, and that is running the ball early and often. We kept trying to pass the ball, even though our pass protection was horrible. Mackenzie Milton got sacked so many times this game, and got hands put on him, a body put on him, shoulder pads put on him. He got knocked around all game long, and for some reason on first and second down, we still came out and tried to throw the ball. Even though our wide receivers didn't prove much. I mean, don't get me wrong, the wide receivers stepped up. They played great. They played, well, not great, but they played better than they've played all season long in this game. But granted, knowing that our wide receiver production hasn't been what it has been in years past, and we still kept trying to throw the ball early and early downs, which set us back in the sticks and gave us third and longs to where we had no choice but to throw the ball to get it. In the second half, once we started establishing the run on the first and second downs, you saw that the offense was able to move the chains. And then, of course, what killed the offense was after we would move the chains with a few runs, guess what we were doing on first down? Throwing the ball again. Second down, throwing the ball again. What does that lead to? Sacks, pressures, incompletions. Now we're in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd 10, 3rd 15. We did great on penalties. I think we only had 4 penalties the whole game, which was great. Discipline-wise, we were great. But execution-wise on offense and the play calling on offense, just on first and second downs, just baffled me, man. I mean, Louisville was a defense who wasn't stopping much of anybody coming into the game. And for somehow in that first half, they stymied us. We couldn't do anything. But again, I don't, and not to take anything away from Louisville, they won the game, so they played the game well. But just looking at the game, being there and watching the game in person, a lot of the offensive struggles were self-inflicted. Whether it be play calling, whether it be execution, we were just behind the sticks more often than not in the first half. In the second half, we saw the changes, and we saw the coaching staff make the necessary changes to move the ball and to get us some touchdowns and some field goals. But the offense didn't do enough. If I had to put this loss on anybody, I'd put it on the offense, because the defense did their job in the second half. Those guys did not score a single point, and we kept giving the ball back to the offense numerous of times, and the offense just could not get it going. And the quarterback situation, man, I love Mackenzie Milton's story. I love it. I love it. I love it. But at some point, if we know their offensive line and their pass protection is going to be piss poor against a team who really didn't get after a quarterback much in their first 3 games in Louisville, we got to put somebody in there that can move, man. That can extend plays, extend drives on the 3rd and 6, and pick up 7 with their legs. And Milton, it was one play where you could have gotten the first down, but for some reason he veered off to the right and got tackled short of the first instead of just going straight ahead and diving for the first down or doing something like that. And it's frustrating, fam. It's frustrating, family, watching this team because you see the potential, you see the fight in these players. The only problem I have with players right now is execution and mental lapses. Discipline, execution, and mental lapses. So, and I guess mental lapses is a broader statement for execution and discipline. But the mental lapses have to go away. But as far as effort and playing hard, I see it from these guys, man. I just think the coordinators, both offensively and defensively, have to get it together, man. They have to get it together. They have to get it together. This was a very, very, very winnable game against Louisville. Against a pretty good Louisville team, this is a winnable game. And it doesn't seem like the offense and the defense could get on the same consistency throughout the game. Either the offense was performing well and the defense wasn't getting off the field, or the defense wasn't able to get off the field and the offense was performing well. So far this season, we cannot get on the consistent for the majority of the game where the offense and the defense are performing well. And that is why we are 0-4. Until we can get that consistency, we aren't going to win much, and that's just what it is. I mean, I like Norville. I like where he's going. I don't have any faith right now in his coordinators, though, as far as starting games off strong and finishing games off strong, and making in-game adjustments, not halftime adjustments, but in-game adjustments. And that's where I'm at on this Back Porch, Chronicles episode 3 with FSU, man. I am just, we 0-4, man. What more can I say? We 0-4. Like I said, I love the fight. I love the effort. I just think the execution needs to be there. The play calling needs to get better. Offensive line has to get better. We got a lot of things to fix, man. And it ain't going to be this season where we fix it. But at least, as long as these guys are still playing hard, nobody's giving up, nobody's quitting, I respect that. But Florida State, we better than 0-4. To be honest with you, from what I've seen so far, I feel like we should be 3-1. The only team that I've seen that actually beat us is Wake Forest. We should have beat Louisville. We should have beat Jacksonville State. We should have beat Notre Dame. But then, again, that's an if. And if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So there it is, man. That's it for Back Porch Chronicles. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. What did y'all feel we could get better at Florida State? And how do you guys feel about the coordinators, man? Because I'm not sold on Adam Fuller or Dillingham, man. I'm not sold on either one of them right now as play callers. So y'all let me know how y'all feel. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And as always, I am Rail, and I have a damn sports opinion. Go Noles.